Hello, and welcome to the Tinley Park Chamber of Commerce cable TV show. My name is Julie Carlson, and I'm delighted to be your host for another edition of the Chamber cable TV show. I'm pleased to introduce my first guest this evening, Chamber member Kelly Burke, who is an insurance agent at Insurance Counts, the Kelly Burke Agency. Kelly, welcome to the Chamber Spotlight cable TV show.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Well, we're delighted to have you here with us. So why don't we go ahead and get started by having you tell us a little bit about yourself and even more about your business.
Sure. So I've been an insurance agent since 2003. Kind of went off and did my own thing and became a broker in 2009. And it was probably the best move I've definitely ever made. It gives me an opportunity to work with multiple carriers, gives me an opportunity then to sort of pick and choose the best package for clients' needs. So I can review all their personal lines, for instance, so their home, auto, life, and health insurance.
Great, great. And so really what motivated you to go into the field?
You know, when I graduated college, I had a degree in marketing, and I kind of looked back at an opportunity or wanted to find an opportunity where I can truly work for myself. I hated the idea of just somebody looking at me and requiring me to be there for certain hours or telling me how much I deserve in pay. I wanted to be the one totally in charge of that. So when this opportunity presented itself, I jumped on it.
Wonderful. And how long have you been at your present location?
I've been there since 2008.
Great.
Yeah.
Why don't we talk a little bit about what some of the services are that you provide?
Sure. So my specialty is in personal lines, so that would be auto, home, life, and health insurance. Also includes sort of with the health insurance, that's Medicare. You know, the big specialty right now anyway is open enrollment on the individual lines, or individual products anyway for the health insurance. And then I do some small commercial, you know, for those mom and pop shops.
Right. So speaking of open enrollment, we know that it's that time again. Why don't you tell our guests what the dates are for open enrollment?
Sure. So open enrollment started November 1st. It'll go to December 15th. During that time, it's an opportunity to make changes to your existing plan, enroll in a new plan, and update, you know, if you qualify for assistance, update that assistance and see what that does to your rate.
Are there any changes for 2019? And if so, what are some of them?
For sure. So the biggest change, of course, is the elimination of the penalty. So big news for those that, you know, didn't want health insurance or weren't happy with what the premiums were doing or purchased a different plan that didn't quite meet the needs or meet the requirements of the Affordable Care Act. Those people will no longer be penalized. So that's huge. The other part now, short-term medical plans, are on an annual basis. So these plans used to be 90-day policy periods. Now they cover clients for a full year. That's huge just because the premiums are half of what they are with the marketplace. Blue Cross Blue Shield still offers virtual visits, so that's kind of new. This is the second year that they've been doing it. It's kind of growing in popularity because it's an opportunity for, you know, instead of running to the doctor or going to the urgent care or even the emergency room, people can do a virtual visit, call and speak to a nurse practitioner. She can he can diagnose over the phone and prescribe medication, which is nice. You know, the other thing, group policies, Blue Cross Blue Shield does offer relaxed guidelines, if you will, for those with group policies. So what that means is for those with a smaller business, so couple, say five people in the business. What's nice is it's an opportunity to, you know, a great way to reduce the rate again. So you could look at an employer-based plan. Employer contribution is eliminated, so the employer is not required to pay anything towards the premium. And there's no minimum participation requirement. So as long as one person participates, now these smaller companies can purchase a group policy.
Sure. Oh, great. So, you know, we hear a lot about premiums, insurance premiums, and they go up, they may go down, but any tips or advice on how people can, what they can do to help with the, you know, the burden of those premiums that may go up?
For sure. I would say the first thing everyone should do is review their income. So part of this whole thing is the government does provide assistance to those that qualify. It's based on the number of people in the household and their adjusted gross income. So if your adjusted gross income is in a certain threshold, you would qualify for assistance. And some of this assistance, I mean, I've seen people who get $1,000 a month in assistance, so it can be really beneficial. And to people who are self-employed, they always forget that's your income after your write-offs, so that can be a pretty big swing. The other thing is short-term medical plans. If you don't have pre-existing conditions, definitely look at a short-term medical plan. And then my third point would be to take a look at the full package. If you're not reviewing your home and auto insurance, I mean, that's also, I've saved people sometimes $500 to $1,000 a year just on making a change to a different carrier.
Wonderful advice. Thank you. Now, in addition to all of that, why don't we talk just a little bit about your agency in particular, besides yourself? How many employees do you have working with you?
So it's 2 of us in my agency. So it's myself and my assistant, Patty.
Okay. And who would you say are your ideal customers or clients?
Well, right now during open enrollment, it's anyone between the ages of 26 and to 65. You know, a lot of times I run into people who are either in between jobs or laid off, self-employed. Self-employed is big because a lot of these people don't understand, like I said, you know, some of those breaks in their benefits, or I shouldn't say benefits, but some of the breaks in the premium and ways to reduce that premium.
Mm-hmm. Any current promotions or any types of events that you have going on that you could share with our guests?
It's open enrollment, so primary focus is just on open enrollment. So right now I'm there 5 days a week. I'll do Saturdays on appointment as necessary, and my schedule right now is just constantly talking with people.
Great. Now there's a lot of insurance companies out there. Mm-hmm. What is it that sets the Kelly Burke Agency apart from everyone else? What's unique about your
You know, I think where
agency?
I differ, for one, on the home and auto side, I review everyone's renewals. So I don't think a lot of agents do that out there. So I'm constantly looking to see if you're still in the best scenario as when we first made the move. The other part to this, if we're talking healthcare, you know, I got into health insurance in 2008, and then when all these other agents were jumping out when the Affordable Care Act came in, I went in feet first. So I went in, jumped right in. I've been certified every year since that happened. I'm constantly updating myself on what's going on, constantly involved with the marketplace to understand, you know, ways to work around the system. So, you know, I don't want to say I'm smarter than anyone by any means, but I've made it a big push to be very educated, especially on the health insurance.
Mm-hmm. Certainly. Any specific plans or goals for the future that you'd like to share?
Oh my gosh, goals for the future? Yes, survive open enrollment.
You're almost there.
Yeah.
What are the dates? Yeah. What are those dates again?
October 15th through, I'm sorry, November 1st, to December 15th.
Okay, great. So we've got just a couple of minutes left here. So any parting words, any concluding statements you'd like to make to our guests?
Yeah, I mean, I would say if I kind of dabbled a little bit on these short-term medical plans, just to kind of educate yourselves a little bit on these plans. I think if people are a little nervous, a little leery about them because of the term short-term medical, they are covered for an entire year. You do have to watch, like I said, they do not cover pre-existing conditions. So somebody that's a diabetic, it's not ideal. However, the premium is half. So that's such a savings in this market.
Kelly, this has been such helpful information. Hopefully our guests took something away from this. If you'd like to find out more information about the Kelly Burke Agency, please contact the Chamber office at 708-532-5700, or you can simply visit the website at www.tinleychamber.org. Kelly, I'd like to thank you so much for being a guest on our show. We wish you much success.
Thanks for having me.
My next guest is Chamber member Barb Markham. Barb is the marketing specialist with Go Promotions. Barb, happy to have you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Julie, and thank you for the opportunity.
My pleasure. So let's get started. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and even more about your business?
Okay, that sounds great. So, Julie, I have 3 grown boys and 3 lovely daughter-in-laws and 9 grandchildren that I absolutely love and love to spend time with, and one on the way.
Congratulations.
And thank you so much. I've been with Go Promotions for over 30 years. I've been in the business for about 35 years.
Well, and I can attest to that because I actually am thrilled to have known you for many of those years and had the pleasure of working with you. But anyway, let's move on. And why don't you tell us what motivated you to go into the promotions field?
Okay, that sounds great. Oh, so about 35 years ago, I was working for a promotional company as a Girl Friday. Essentially, what a Girl Friday is a person that runs the office. It's a one-girl show. So I did everything from filing to processing the orders, following up on the orders, the bookkeeping, and even getting the boss's coffee. So after a couple years, and I started looking forward to the UPS guy coming in the afternoon, I knew it was time to make a change. So, and I also saw the salespeople coming and going throughout the years, and they seemed to really love what they did, and I really envied their independence, so I thought I would try my hand at sales. I thought I would either love it or hate it, so I got out there and I absolutely loved it, and 30 years later, I love it even more.
Well, that's a great story, Barb. So tell our guests a little bit about some of the services that you provide.
Okay, great. So basically, in addition to offering promotional products, and that is logoed products that companies use to promote their own business, such as logoed imprinted mugs, caps, t-shirts, pens, jackets, polos, to name a few. You know, our primary goal at Go Promotions is customer service. That's where we really excel.
Okay, lots of products and services. And what can you tell us as far as how long you've been at your present location?
Okay. At Go Promotions, we run just a little bit different than other promotional companies. We are independent contractors. So essentially, we really are our own bosses. We all have our own offices. We have about 25 salespeople at Go Promotions across the Chicagoland area, as well as across the states.
Super. And Barb, who are your ideal customers or clients?
My ideal customers and clients are small and large companies, individual entrepreneurs, and any companies that want to promote, increase, and maintain their business.
Mm-hmm. So do you have any current promotions, any special events that might intrigue our guests?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, Julie, because as you know, we're entering the holiday season, and on the promotional side, we're in the midst of it. So this is a perfect opportunity for customers, for clients to thank their clients and their employees with a nice, memorable promotional product that would fit their target audience and their individual needs, such as a cozy blanket, a knit cap, some nice warm gloves. And the other thing is that people don't really realize that we do is we have high quality food products. So this is a perfect time to think about that. Some of the products that we carry as far as the food is concerned is freshly baked cookies, no preservatives, freshly popped popcorn to order, and custom logoed chocolate molded with your logo. And obviously, they're made to order. So this is a perfect time to think about that and to thank your clients and employees.
Yeah, sounds good. And so you obviously you mentioned quite a few, and with the holidays coming, is there anything in addition to that that's really hot right now that maybe someone might want to think about as they're, giving a little gift to their employees for the holidays?
Well, what's really hot, wearables are always really popular. A nice jacket, as I mentioned. Technology is really where it's at right now. People are on the go. People are busy. People need to be charged at all times. So when your mobile phone goes down or starts losing charge, or your iPad or your computer, you just plug this nice little power charger
Okay,
right
yeah.
into your unit.
Tell us how that works.
So you just simply keep this charged, and it charges your phone or tablet. Charges it in a couple minutes, so you're on the go. So you would just plug this in right into your phone, and you're charging.
Good to go.
Okay.
Right, super. Oh, that would certainly come in handy for a lot of people. So keeping that in mind, what would you say that your clients like best about working with you?
Well, before we get to that, if you don't mind, just to back up because I didn't answer the second part of your question, is a couple things that we do have as far as trade shows are. We have a couple trade shows every year that we can invite our clients to, and they can meet with our hand-picked suppliers, and they can talk to them individually on a one-on-one basis. They can talk about their needs, their budgets, and our suppliers are there to help them. And they can also see some of the new and hot products that are out there.
Excellent, excellent.
I didn't want to miss that.
No, of course not. Thank you. So, your customers, what would you say they enjoy best about working with you?
Okay, well, as I do have a couple quotes that I would like to read.
Sure.
And I think this would put it in a nutshell. These are two quotes from my long-term clients. I would say I've worked with them for over 20 years, each client. So, client 1 said, working with Barb Markham from Go Promotions on our promo items is like having an easy button. I tell her what we're looking for, and she takes into consideration the look we're trying to achieve, capture the feeling we want to convey, and stay within our budget. She exceeds our expectations every time with exceptional finished products. So that meant a lot to me,
Sure.
as you can imagine.
Yeah.
Client B, Barb Markham and Go Promotions provides excellent customer service. When a last-minute product is needed, Barb can be counted on to make it happen. I never have to worry that my order will not be delivered in time, and I never have to ask Barb. She always sends me updates.
Well, those are certainly those are some very kind words.
Yeah.
Kudos to you. Kudos to you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you have any kind of a success story, a real quick success story that you'd like to share in addition to those nice comments?
Well, let's see. I was thinking about this, and recently in the spring, one of my top accounts, who has a very large employee force, I would say about 2,200 employees, were looking for a nice product to reward their employees because they won some kind of special award, and they wanted, and the employees all had a hand in making that successful. So they were looking for a jacket. The jacket that they really loved was not available. So I rolled up my sleeves and looked and found a jacket that fit their budget and their needs. And the problem with the first jacket was there wasn't the quantity, but with the second jacket there was. So they were very happy, and I was happy too.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us. We've got just a little bit of time left. Any final words for our guests?
Well, we all know competition is stiff out there, and it's really important to keep your name in front of your clients, and promotional products are one of the top ways to do that.
Barb, I really would like to thank you for being a guest on our show. Guests, if you would like more information about Go Promotions, please be sure to call the Chamber office at 708-532-5700. Thank you so much, Barb, and we wish you much success with Go Promotions.
Thank you, Julie, and again, I appreciate the opportunity.
You're welcome. I'm pleased to welcome our next guest, Chamber member Dr. Toni Scott Terry, owner of Allure Laser and Med Spa. Dr. Terry, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Super. Well, let's get started.
Okay.
Well, tell us about yourself. Tell us about your med spa, all those good things.
Well, I am an obstetrician gynecologist, and I've been that for 20 years. As I was getting older, my patients were getting older, and I ended up opening a medical spa about 3 years ago in Tinley.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the area.
Thank you.
And so what motivated you then a little bit further to get into the field with the med spa?
So as we all get older, so I have teenagers to women who are in their 80s, and there were a lot of changes that people were going through. So my goal is I'm all about people feeling great about themselves, whether it's external or internal. So I got into an opening. We were starting to do things in my office, and then we took a leap and decided to open the medical spa. And it's been great. We do anything from treating acne to hormone replacement, which is your normal testosterone, to IV vitamin infusions, to Botox. So we do a number of things that make people look good, but also feel good.
Super. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Now, you told us about many of the services. Are there any that you'd really like to expound upon specifically?
So we have so many different options that we do. Cool sculpting is one. It's a body sculpting, so gets rid of fat cells without having any surgery or downtime. We do skin tightening. More on the wellness side, we do IV vitamin infusions. I do testosterone replacement for men and women. So it's not just a place that women can go. We also have a lot of men that actually come. We don't want to leave the men out. So we want them to feel good as well. So there are a lot of different services that we offer. We're actually having a lot of specials that we'll do in December as well, where people can get to try some of those services.
Well, as long as we're on that subject,
Okay.
specials, why don't we go right into that? Why don't you tell our guests about some of the promotions or specials that you currently have going on?
So we will have the 12 days of Christmas. So for those 12 days, just about everything that we offer will be discounted. It will be on sale. And it gives people an opportunity to try some of the services that we have. One of my biggest goals is, because I am a physician, I'd like for people to learn why some of the things that we do and how it will benefit them. So for instance, not many people have heard of bioidentical hormones. It is something that men and women will do. A lot of my clients will do testosterone pellets. So they're about the size of a rice, and it actually goes underneath the skin. And it kind of balances you out. So from hot flashes to mood irritability to weight changes to insomnia, it actually helps improve all those symptoms.
Super information. Thank you. Yeah, a lot. Now, you're right here in Tinley Park.
Yes.
How long have you been at that location?
So we've been at that location it'll be 3 years, will be our anniversary in March.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And in addition to yourself, could you tell our guests a little bit about some of the employees that currently work for you and maybe what some of their roles are?
So I have approximately 8 employees. I have an esthetician, I have a laser technician, I have a nurse injector, I have front desk concierge, I have myself. And so we all interact very well, and we want, when our clients to come in, that they feel like they're at home.
At home is probably one of the things that helps set you apart. What other things maybe might set your spa apart from, say, anybody else?
So I would say my biggest goal is to make sure people understand, number one, what they're getting and why they're getting it. So all of our consultations are complimentary. We don't charge for that, because I want to make sure people know what it is they're getting and why they're getting it. So I try to explain, and all of my staff, we explain so that if you have questions, you're not sure, that's your time to kind of come in and figure out what it is you need or desire.
Good explanations are so critical,
Yes.
especially today, because there's so many terms being thrown around and
Correct.
people don't understand, and so that certainly is very helpful.
Yes.
What would you say that your clients like best about coming to you?
It's warm and friendly, and we have gotten to know our clients so well, and they feel very comfortable sharing lots of their parts of their life with us. And so we want it to be a family unit. So when our clients come in, we feel like old friends.
Great, great. And what do you have any particular plans for the future, where you plan to go with Allure Med Spa?
So my goal is to make sure people, whether they come to us or not, that they know what their options are. And once again, most people have never heard of bioidentical hormones before. People don't know that we do IV vitamin infusions, and it could be anything from if your immune is low or your moods, or so a lot of it is really just getting the word out so people know what their options are.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
A success story, anything that you can think of off the top of your head that you might want to share with our guests?
Oh, so I would say our biggest success story is when our clients come back and they're very, very grateful because it has changed their life in one way or the other. And that's more than what I could ask for.
Excellent. Thank you. We've got just a few minutes left.
Okay.
Any parting words, anything you'd like to say in closing to our guests?
Yes, absolutely. I would just say if there's questions or you've been thinking about getting things done, we have a lot more men that are coming in to get Botox, but just come in and get a consultation. We'll answer whatever questions you have, and then that way you're more comfortable with whatever decision you decide.
Excellent. Well, lots of information, folks. Hopefully you've gotten a little taste of what Dr. Terry's business is all about. I'd like to thank you so much, Dr.
Thank
Terry,
you.
for being a guest on our show. And if you would like more information on any of tonight's guests, you can simply visit our website at www.tinleychamber.org, or you can call the Chamber office at 708-532-5700. And if you'd like information on any of our Chamber members, you can also check out our Chamber directory. Once again, thank you.
Thank you for
and
having me.
I hope you will all tune in again next month for another edition of the Chamber Spotlight. As 2018 comes to a close, on behalf of the entire Chamber of Commerce, I would like to wish all of you, our loyal guests who tune in every month, thank you so much for watching us. I wish you a very happy holiday, a very prosperous new year, and I hope you all enjoy time with your families.